right, Wildcat fans, welcome into the Wildcat Center, the campus of Johnson Wales University in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina. We have men's basketball action tonight, or excuse me, women's basketball action as the Wildcats are playing host to Virginia University of Lynchburg. The Dragons come in with a record of 1-7, and they haven't played since December 9th against Greensboro College, a game that they lost to the Pride. Wildcats are 5-7, ranked number 9 in the latest USAA coaches poll. They've played once out of the break here. They lost a 70-50 decision to Voorhees College last Thursday night. So the Wildcats looking to get back on the winning track here this evening as they take on the Dragons of Virginia University of Lynchburg. Two teams met last year in the regular season finale. The Wildcats won that one 60-46. So they'll be looking to extend their winning streak over the Dragons. Wildcats will travel up to Lynchburg to play this team on Saturday. So first of a kind of a two-game mini-series here. And for our starting lineups and national anthem, we'll turn things over to Christopher Plano.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Johnson & Wales University Wildcat Center, where this evening your Wildcats host the Dragons from Virginia University of Lynchburg. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please stand and remove your hats as we honor our country and the men and women who serve it with the playing of this evening's national anthem. I am your public address announcer, Chris Plano, welcoming you to the Wildcat Center Gym. Now for the starting lineup for tonight's women's basketball game. First, for the visiting Dragons of Virginia University of Lynchburg. A freshman at guard from Washington, D.C., number 24, Jamie Henson. A senior at guard from Jonesboro, Georgia, number 21, Fredasia Ransom. A freshman at guard from Smithfield, Virginia, number 4, Haley Land. A senior at guard from Norfolk, Virginia, number 3, Kyara Cooper. And a senior at center from Thomasville, Georgia, number 11, Ashley O'Neill. Virginia University of Lynchburg head coach Fred Staten Jr. He's assisted by Alexis Davis and Sheila Staten. All right, Wildcat fans, let's get on your feet and greet your Johnson & Wales University Wildcats. A 5'9" senior at forward from Concord, North Carolina, number 1, Justice Wallace. A 5'7" freshman playing guard, number 5, Kiera Scott. A 5'8" sophomore at guard from Sugar Hill, Georgia, number 10, Jemiah Montesol. A 5'9" senior at guard from Durham, North Carolina, number 23, Jada Morgan. And a 6-foot senior at forward from Huntersville, North Carolina, one of the team co-captains, number 32, Anisha Hankerson. Your Wildcats are coached in her first season by Ashley Rayleigh Ross. She's assisted by Jackie Grant, and the team manager is Modesty Hall.
All right, fans, there you have it. The starting lineup for tonight's matchup between the Wildcats and the Dragons. And for the call of the game tonight, back on the mic, after a few games off, the voice of the Wildcats, Kelly Turner.
Man, we got the original duo back here. We've had where it was just me, and we had some games where it was just you, Chuck, and now we're back here like it used to be the good old days. So both teams out on the court right now. Virginia University of Lynchburg will be in black. Wildcats are in white. Johnson Wales will be going left to right on your screen. The Dragons will be going right to left.
Apparently, we had one game where it was a whole bunch of nothing.
So out of the tip for the Wildcats, number 32, Anisha Hankerson. And for the Dragons, number 21 for Deja Ransom. So we seem to be squared away here with all the players on the floor.
I think the Wildcats had a change in the starting lineup at the last minute. Shanna Martin's going to get the start.
So running point is Kiara Scott. Trying to look inside, nothing there yet. Good job fronting Hankerson down low. There's O'Neal guarding her. Now at the elbow, Hankerson gets it, tries to work through the double team, rips it away, puts up a shot, no good. Coming away with the rebound is O'Neal. Stoppage play here. They didn't reset the shot clock.
So it looks like we had a equipment malfunction there. They're going to get it squared away. That first possession there, the Dragons came out in a little 2-3 zone. The Wildcats counter by putting Nisha at the high post, but they weren't able to get anything working off of it. So looks like we're going to reset to 26 on the shot, 9:25 in the quarter. And we'll try it again.
So it'll be Haley Land to throw it in for the Dragons. And it seems now we're all set. They reset it down to 21 seconds on the shot clock. So O'Neal, who was guarding Hankerson, is now down low on the block, and the Wildcats come away with the turnover.
Good active hands there by the Wildcats as they poked that one away from the Dragons.
Cross-court pass to Martin. They lob it into Hankerson, too far. Then up ahead, racing towards it, and they save it. Able to find Cooper back to Land. That two is no good. Offensive rebound, however, with the fresh shot clock. Corner three, that one off the mark. Another offensive rebound, a foul called on Scott.
So Wildcats playing that zone, it's tough to get your box out responsibility sometimes. They've got to put a body on a person and get that defensive rebound. They can't give up 2 or 3 chances at the basket every time down the court for the Dragons.
So that's number 24, Jamie Henson, at the line for 2 shots. That's 2 on the board for the Dragons. First points of the night between both teams. Out on the perimeter again to Morgan. Morgan left alone for 3. She'll take it. She'll knock it down.
Very nice to see Jada hit her first shot. She's been struggling from the field lately. So right out the bat, hitting a 3. Good job there.
Pass deflected off the hands of Land out of bounds. It'll be Wildcats ball. So the Dragons are in a zone of their own. They're in a 2-1-2. Good kick out from Scott. She nearly traveled. They find Wallace underneath, and a jump ball called. Good job by Ranson getting a hand on it, and she'll be awarded possession here for her team.
Justice's got to keep that ball higher. She drives down the lane. She brought it down low where those guards could reach in and try and tie her up, and that's exactly what they did.
Left alone for three, Ranson knocks it down.
Good find there by Haley Land. Ranson was all alone out on that right wing, and Dragons swung the ball around, and Ranson able to knock it down.
Corner three from Martin. Good.
So Wildcats 2 of 2 early from deep.
Same spot, different result. Offensive rebound, no good. They'll bring it back out. Land. Oh, the block from Hankerson.
Shot clock didn't reset. 14 to shoot for the Dragons.
Hankerson drawn out on the perimeter now. Looking for help. Ball tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Wallace. It'll stay here with the Dragons. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Jemiah Montasol will check in for Shannon Martin.
We're going to get a shift change for the Dragons. 5 new players on the court. It's kind of a tough predicament to put 5 new players in. You come in, you got 7 seconds to get a shot off.
So that's LaShawn Eben kicks it out. Stevenson, a 2 is good. Gets it off right before the shot clock expires, and Dragons back on top by 1, 7-6 early in this first quarter. Through the double team, Hankerson corrals a pass, foul called.
So Nisha decides to be aggressive that time and gets the foul. So reset the shot clock here. Wildcats will trigger out of bounds underneath.
That foul issued to number 42, Jada Holder. The extra look underneath to Wallace fading away. 3-second violation on Hankerson. Micah Thomas is going to check in for Hankerson. So Scott's going to stay with Eben all the way.
Nisha's missed the last several games, so got to think her conditioning not up to game speed quite yet. So Coach Rayleigh Ross want to get her a little bit of a break here.
Morgan pushing it ahead for the Wildcats. Works through some traffic. Finds the backdoor cut to Montasol. Can't make the lay-in.
Nice find by Jada. Good cut by Jemiah. Just couldn't pay it off with the bucket.
Oh, behind the back and travel called.
Maybe he shouldn't have gone behind the back. Took one extra step there. I believe that was Demaya Harris.
So now the Dragons are going to come with a press. Ball tip goes right to Montasol. Takes it herself all the way off the glass.
Good job by Jemiah being aggressive. Dragons offered little resistance, so she just dribbled right down the lane and laid it home.
Quick three, no good. A rebound from Thomas, and it's nearly taken right back. Good job by Montasol working back to that pass. We look underneath the Thomas, puts it on the ground, gets it ripped away. Dragons now off the steal. Nice outlet ahead for the lay-in. And we're going to get a Wildcats timeout. 5:14 left in the first quarter, down by 1, 9-8 to Virginia University of Lynchburg.
So back out of the timeout. 30-second timeout called by the Wildcats. They're down 9-8 to Virginia University of Lynchburg.
So Montesal on the left side. Hands it off to Scott. Montesal rolls baseline. Now in the other corner, left alone for three. She'll take the shot. No good. Coming down with the rebound. Holder works baseline through the double team, blocked by Morgan. Wildcats had a missed opportunity there to get the turnover.
Got to hustle all the way through and get the ball.
Three no good from Harris. Coming away with this Montesal. Leaves it ahead for Morgan. Good job getting back by the Dragons. They all crashed in the paint, left Montesal open, who passed on the shot. Instead, it's Morgan now for three. That one's no good. Ball saved, but not in play. So it'll stay here at the Wildcats. Hankerson will check back in.
The officials, I think, are talking to say that VUL had possession, so they're going to give the reset to the Wildcats.
So reset to 20 on the shot. Scott to inbound.
It should be a full 30.
Yep. 4:19 left in the quarter. Wildcats still down 9-8. A lot of movement underneath, but not really going anywhere. Threading the needle to Hankerson. A lot of steps taken there.
Nisha was kind of caught in between three defenders and trying to clear space. The official says she picked up her pivot foot.
Pull-up jumper is good. For Deja Ranson, getting that shot over Hankerson. In the lane, kick out to Montesal. Fakes the three, goes inside, and that ball ricochets off the knee of Ranson. They'll stay here with the Wildcats. They'll inbound in front of the Dragons bench. 18 left on the shot clock. Wallace in the corner, Hankerson top of the key. Scott through the paint, count it.
Very nice, Kara Scott. Doesn't look for her offense very often, but did there, scores and gets fouled. So nice work by the Wildcat point guard.
So foul on Miriam Stevenson, just the second team foul on the Dragons.
Scott, the freshman from Yadkinville, North Carolina.
And a cheap foul called on Hankerson, got caught up underneath against Bracy. Nice pass ahead, able to break the man defense. Shot no good, rebound Morgan. Wildcats trying to come right back. And Morgan loses the handle for a second and gets poked out of bounds by Holder. The possession will stay here with the Wildcats. Scott to inbound. Hankerson hands it off. Gets it right back in the paint. Wild shot. Nearly got her own rebound. Still fighting for it. They tip it back in and goes right to her. And off the glass, no good from Montesal. And possession will stay here with the Wildcats. That ball did not hit the rim on the shot from Montesal, so it'll stay at 11 seconds on the shot clock. Shannon Martin will check in.
So the Wildcats doing a good job with the offensive boards here, as Hankerson usually does. Saving a possession.
Quick into Wallace, and she couldn't catch that pass cleanly. And she's called for the travel.
If she had, she was wide open for a layup. So the Wildcats a little unfortunate there.
Scott nearly comes away with the turnover. The ball bounces around. High arcing three from Holder goes down.
Tough shot there from Holder. Able to get it to go over the outstretched arms of Justice Wallace.
Hankerson at the free throw line underneath. Wallace gets that blocked out of there by Bracy. And Dragons back on the attack. Hanson, scoop lane is good. excuse me, that was Harris with the lay-in. Montsall and Christine Epler set the check in for the Wildcats. Wildcats struggling to find some offense here. Hankerson from the elbow is good.
Much needed basket there as the Wildcats had fallen down by 6. Jada Morgan found Nisha wide open on the elbow, and she knocked it down.
Oh, all alone. Kiera Scott will take it herself. I don't know what Evan was thinking.
She was kind of looking around, wondering where the ball was or was she going to get a foul call, and meanwhile, Kara Scott was going the other way.
And Martin got a hand on it. Morgan able to find her, and that's blocked out of there. Selbst will check in. So it's Epler and Montasol for the Wildcats. It's going to be O'Neal and Ranson back in for the Dragons. The ball will stay here. 25 seconds on the shot for the Wildcats. 1:54 left in the first quarter of play. They continue to look inside to Hankerson. Just a lot of bodies in the paint. Epler comes away with the rebound. Resets to Montasol. Good passing inside. Hankerson can't get that one to fall. Another rebound from Epler. Ball tipped out of bounds, and it'll be Dragons ball.
So, as you said, Kelly, Wildcats doing great work on the offensive board. Just can't get anything to go down. As it is, they're only down by 2 here as we're counting down toward the end of the first quarter.
Foul called on Epler. The reach around on Holder. Holder to inbound. And Evan nearly threw it right to Morgan. Morgan got another piece of it. And a deep three leaves it short. Hankerson the rebound. Dragons able to get back on defense. Pass tipped away and another turnover from the Wildcats.
Careless pass there by Morgan. She just threw a ball. She wasn't looking who was there.
A lay-in from Ranson rims off, but there to clean it up was O'Neal. And there's going to be 40 seconds left in the quarter. Straight on three from Morgan is short. Offensive rebound from Hankerson. Goes right back up with it. Hankerson struggling to find a shot tonight. 25 seconds left. About half a second between the game clock and the shot clock, so Dragons can't hold for the last shot, essentially. Fading away is Holder, no good. The offensive rebound couldn't get the shot back up in time.
So good job there by the Wildcats forcing Holder into a tough shot. As we end the quarter, Wildcats down by 4, 18-14. We'll be back with you in 1 minute. Fans, not
don't go
quite done with
anywhere.
the first quarter yet. We got half a second they're going to put back on the clock, and we're going to replay it.
Yeah, we were talking about that. We thought the same thing when they blew the whistle for the quarter. They put the shot up.
Now they're going to go back. I think this might be one of those no clear recovery situations. Like where were we at when the shot clock. I think the shot hit the rim.
The shot
So
hit the rim.
Did
so
the Wildcats get the rebound?
I thought they got the offensive rebound, so that's why the play continued.
As
so
it is with 5/10, you can't get a catch and shoot.
Yeah.
You can only get a tip. So the Dragons would have to throw something at the rim here anyway. So this could all just be elementary.
And referees are discussing it with Coach Rayleigh Ross.
So it looks like it is going to be VUL's ball to inbound off the baseline. Again, with 0.5 of a second left. So Wildcats just need to kind of guard anything at the rim. And they should get out of this one unscathed.
So Holder to inbound. Got to go quick, and that ain't going to do it. And now that's the end of the first quarter. So VUL up on JWU 18-14. Now we'll be back here in a minute.
We're back here, ready to start the second quarter with VUL up 18-14 on Johnson Wales. A little bit of an odd end to that first quarter there, but no harm, no foul in that one. So Wildcats will come back with Morgan, Scott, Wallace, Epler, and Hankerson. VUL has O'Neal, Cooper, Henson, Land, and Ranson, so their starters are back in the game for the Dragons.
Scott picks up a dribble, able to find Morgan, gives it up to Wallace. Working around the three-point line, nothing inside yet. Morgan takes it, fading away on the shot, and airmails it out of bounds. So O'Neal gets the switch on Scott. Back to Henson, now guarded by Morgan. Puts up a quick shot, that's no good. Rebound Hankerson. Morgan's gonna let everybody get down the court. Scott directing traffic now. Epler set up on the left block. Hankerson on the right. Epler for the screen, and Scott lost the handle for a second. Pass tipped up in the air. They're going to call a foul on Scott.
Scott reached in trying to get the steal away from Land.
Micah Thomas back in for Hankerson.
Brief pause there while Scott ties her shoe.
O'Neal with it in the corner, guarded by Scott. Back to the top with Land. Henson a three. I believe Epler might have got a piece of it. Rebound tips out back to Henson. Looking for help. Able to find O'Neal. Good lob inside. Tough shot over Thomas, and Epler finally comes away with it for the Wildcats.
Good defense by Thomas and Epler on the help. They were able to pester O'Neal enough to force a couple bad shots and eventually got the rebound.
Turnover from Thomas. Bodies collide. Foul's going to be on Thomas. Good job being aware. Nobody was back to inbound. The referees placed the ball down, and
started to count.
Henson ran back, quickly threw it in, and travel called on Land.
Land saw an opening and decided she wanted to take it, but wasn't quite ready. Didn't have the puppies organized, as they say.
It's been a quiet night so far for Wallace. Pass to Thomas. Somehow Scott able to get it back. Epler, a three. You don't see that too often. It was close, but just a little short. O'Neal taking it the other way for the Dragons. Stops in the paint. Pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound for Epler. 7:40 left in the second quarter. Wildcats still down 18-14. Morgan picks up her dribble in the corner, telegraphs that pass, and it's taken away by Cooper, who'll get called with the travel, so Wildcats will get it right back. Montesal checking in, and a full team substitution for VUL. Hankerson back in from Morgan.
So VUL has the A squad and the B squad. They sub them all in at once.
It's a big lineup on the floor for the Wildcats. Epler, Hankerson, and Thomas all out there. A lot of cross-court passes tonight from the Wildcats. Trying to get that zone moving left to right, and they just haven't been able to do anything. Left alone for three is Harris. That was way off the mark. Easy rebound for Hankerson. Scott through the middle, takes it herself. Shot no good. Rebound Holder. Three from Evan, no good. Rebound out of bounds. It'll be Wildcats ball.
I think they're going to get a foul on Demaya Harris on the over the back.
As Martin, Morgan, and Wallace all check in. They'll replace Epler, Scott, and Thomas. So it'll be Morgan running point now. Wildcats so far shooting 27% from the field. And the Dragons shooting 28. Martin a three. That one rattles home. Big shot for the Wildcats. Brings them back within one, 18-17.
I think that's the first point of the quarter. Now we get a layup the other way for VUL.
It's for Deja Ranson. Able to get an easy bucket. Inside to Wallace, draws a double team. Hankerson, that's a three. Oh, it rolls off. Two players in the same spot. Henson high, gets it over Hankerson. Ball poked out of bounds. Maybe Wildcats ball. Wiggins checks in for the Dragons.
So Stevenson only in for a couple possessions before Cooper replaces her for VUL.
Oh, the extra pass. They had Martin wide open. Montesal took it herself. Over the back call down low on Bracy.
Good offensive rebounding position there by Hankerson. She was on the other side of the basket for that shot.
And Martin was wide open on that possession. Inbound to Hankerson. Morgan quickly in the paint. Off the back iron. Rebound on the ground. Coming away with it was Wiggins. Good job corralling that pass from Holder. Floater no good. Put back, however, goes in. Total mismatch down low as Bracy Guarded by Martin.
Yeah, Bracy just used their size and strength just to go right up over Shannon that time. 22-17. VUL up by 5.
Morgan a 3. Bank.
So the Wildcats
wow.
not shooting a good percentage, but they've hit 4 3-pointers to kind of stay close in this one.
Oh, a block on the other end from Montesal. Yeah, the bank's open this late in Charlotte, Chuck.
It is the banking city of the South.
That'd be a good trivia question, Chuck. How many banks headquarters are here in Charlotte?
It seems like there's a new one that opens every week, so yeah.
Yep.
The answer today may not have been the answer yesterday.
That 3 from Holder, no good. Rebound Morgan. Gives it up, Wallace. The extra pass, the kick out, Martin. A 3, good! Wildcats now
Back
take
on
the lead.
top. Coach Staten's going to call a 30-second timeout. The Wildcats are now 5 of 10 from 3, only 9 of 28 from the field, so they're shooting 50% from the 3, only 32% from the field. I guess if it's going to be that way, you'll take it. As expected, UVL with a +6 rebounding advantage, 20-14, including 10 on the offensive end. So Wildcats need to do a better job of boxing out.
Not a lot of free throws in this one. Wildcats only 0 for 1. Dragons 2 for 2. It's been clean play.
Yeah, haven't been a lot of fouls, only 9
yeah.
fouls to this point. So both teams doing a good job in that regard.
So 4:12 left before we head to halftime. Wildcats just took the lead off that Shannon Martin 3. Dragons on offense right now. Branson picks up her dribble, able to find Harris. Gets
Nice
the roll.
cut there by Harris, as she was wide open coming down the lane, able to lay it in. Put the Dragons back on top.
Leaves it in the corner for Morgan. Another cross-court pass. Those are dangerous. And again, this time Montesal drives underneath and a foul issued.
And the sound strategy is to pass to defeat a zone, but those long looping cross quarters, those are just begging to be picked off and going the other way for a layup.
Especially if you did the same pass twice. Somebody's going to catch on to that and just bait you. Wallace hanging on the block. Morgan fouls her shot.
They're going to get
Foul
the second
issued.
on Hankerson on the rebounding action. Said she was a little too aggressive boxing out there. So Wildcats and the Dragons both have 3 team fouls as we're taking down to 3 minutes left here in the half.
O'Neal turnaround jumper over at Wallace is good. So Dragons back on top. Back up by 3, 2:45 left. Martin runs baseline, heads to the corner, and a turnover from Montesal trying to find Morgan. Epler and Scott back in. They'll replace Hankerson and Martin. So Henson now guarded by Scott, and Scott got a piece of it.
Scott's had some really quick hands tonight. She's gotten her hands on several balls.
Tough rebound, able to save it to O'Neal. Pass tipped out of bounds. It'll be Wildcats ball. Eben, Holder, and Bracy all check in for the Dragons.
Not sure where Ransom was going with that pass. She threw it 1,000 miles an hour right down the lane. I don't know if OBJ would have been able to catch that one.
Free throw line. Morgan pull up 2. Shot no good. Quick putback from Epler won't fall. Rebound from Ranson. Got a hand on it was Montesol. Shot clock already down to 14. 1:40 left on the game clock. Down to 5 seconds. Got to put it up. Bracy underneath at the buzzer.
Just a killer there. The Wildcats played about 28 seconds of good defense, and then they give up a layup right at the bucket with 1 second left on the shot clock.
Corner 3 from Morgan. Much needed bucket there for the Wildcats.
BUL defended it out to 5 again, and Morgan knocks down another 3, keeping the Wildcats close as we tick under a minute left to play here in the first half.
Pass out of bounds off the hands of O'Neal. Wildcats will have it. 52.7 left before we head to halftime. Down by 2, 28-26. Montesol caught the defender. Shot no good. Rebound Evan. Ranson quickly up the floor. Able to find the wide open cutter underneath, and shot won't fall from Bracy. Wildcats coming right back with Montesol and Wallace, and Montesol converts. That ties it up 28 all. Shot clock turned off, 20 seconds left for the Dragons. They can hold for the last shot before half. And they're able to find Bracy underneath. And I thought on the take from O'Neal, she bobbled it. Would have been a travel, but Wallace comes right back for the answer.
Wildcats didn't give up. Wallace running the floor, gets rewarded. And we'll head to the half with the score tied at 30. So Wildcats have battled back all half, and they've knotted things up 30 all. We will take a 15-minute break and be back with you with halftime stats and second half action. Stay with us. We're back here at halftime with the Wildcats and the Dragons tied at 30. We'll hit the first half stats. Johnson Wells shoots 12 of 35, 34.3%, 6 of 12 from 3, 0 of 1 at the free throw line. VUL shoots 13 of 38 from the field, 34.2%, 2 of 10 from 3, and 2 of 2 at the free throw line. Dragons out-rebounded the Wildcats 24-16, 12 offensive, 12 defensive rebounds for VUL, 6 on the offensive end for Johnson & Wales. Dragons had 5 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks, 9 turnovers. Wildcats with 7 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, and 12 turnovers. Individually for the Wildcats, 9 points for Jada Morgan on 3 of 9 shooting, 3 of 6 from 3. She had 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block. 4 points each for Jemiah Montasol on 2 of 7 shooting, and Kara Scott on 2 of 3 shooting. 9 points also for Shannon Martin, 3 of 4 from the field, 3 of 3 from deep. 2 points for Anisha Hengerson, 1 of 7 shooting. Anisha does have 5 rebounds. No points for Christine Epler. She was 0 of 3 from the field. Did grab 5 rebounds there in the first half. Also no points for Micah Thomas in 4 minutes of action. For Virginia University of Lynchburg, 9 points for Deja Ransom on 4 of 6 shooting. She was 1 of 2 from deep. 6 points for Jade Bracey, 3 of 5 from the field, 6 total rebounds for Bracey. 4 points each for Demaya Harris, Miriam Stevenson, and Jane Henson. 3 points for Jada Holder. Ashley O'Neill and Linshawn Ebron played but did not score in that first half. So we'll reset, ready to go for second half action. 30-30 Wildcats and Dragons all knotted up at 30.
All right, so it'll be Dragons ball to start this third quarter. Out on the floor for the Wildcats is Scott, Morgan, Montasol, Hankerson, and Wallace. And Dragons inbound to Holder. And it's a steal underneath. Good heads-up play from Hankerson, throwing it off the legs of O'Neill.
So Wildcats come out and force a turnover right off the bat. Kind of steal a possession there, if you will. As this one looks like it's going to be close all the way throughout.
Pass a little low for Hankerson. It gets tied up. Possession arrow will stay here with the Wildcats. It'll be Scott on the baseline to inbound. Pass stolen. It's Ranson. Able to find Ebron ahead. Give and go underneath. Shot no good from O'Neill. Rebound Hankerson. Montasol, good heads up.
Scott threw the ball and Montasol wasn't looking, so Wildcats a little bit fortunate there.
All alone at the elbows, Hankerson. Good closeout, and a pass is picked off. It's Holder. Trying to go all the way with it. A lot of contact. Offensive rebound for O'Neill. Kicks it back out.
I think Nisha was also lucky not to pick up her third right there.
High arcing three, no good. Coming down with the rebound is Scott. Outlet ahead to Morgan. It's a 2-on-2. Montasol, and she's able to convert.
Good decision there by Jemiah. She had justice, but defender in her way, so she just took it right to the basket and laid it in. Wildcats with their first lead in quite some time. 32-30, first basket out of the break here.
Quick jumper, no good. Rebound, Scott. Scott going coast to coast with it. Gets the roll.
Gets that one to roll over the front of the rim. Now the Wildcats with their largest lead of the night at 4. 34-30.
On the take, lay-in, foul called.
That is going to be the third on Hankerson there. So we'll see how Coach Riley Ross wants to play this.
Veer Ranson at the line for 2 shots. Knocks down the first. Wiggins checks in to replace O'Neal. Excuse me, Bracy. So Ransom 2 of 2. So now Cooper will check in for Bracy.
New substitution rules this year in women's basketball. You can only sub either before the first shot or after the last shot with a free throw sequence.
Morgan now with it. Hankerson moves to the elbow. 3 from Montesal. No good. Fight for the rebound. Still in play, and the Dragons come away with it. Look down low to Holder. Spins one way, not there. Nearly traveled, able to give it back up. Branson stops at the free throw line. That jumper won't fall, but a rebound by Hankerson.
Good job there on the defensive glass by the Wildcats. They had it covered.
And Wallace gets the roll. Her first points of the night. We'll get a Dragons timeout. Wildcats up 36-32, 7-11 left in this third quarter.
Full timeout. We'll take it with them and be back in 1 minute. So we're back out of the timeout. Wildcats up 36-32. It's 7-11 left to play in the third quarter. VUL is going to inbounds sideline to our left here.
Ebron gets around Scott. Pass deflected off the hands of Wallace, out of bounds.
Good hands there by Wallace, getting the deflection.
Cooper to inbound. Wallace guarding the pass. They will find Ebron. Down to 15 seconds on the shot. Driving baseline. Nice pass and gets the roll there on the shot from O'Neal. Drew the double team from Hankerson. Able to thread the needle underneath.
Yeah, that's O'Neal's first bucket.
Hankerson calling for it. Too much traffic there in the middle. There are 5 defenders in the paint as Montesal knocks down that 3.
So Montesal drifted out past the three-point line. Anisha hit her with the pass, and Jemiah knocked it down. Wildcats now up by 5. O'Neal gets the offensive board and lays it in.
Pass nearly picked off by Ebron.
Good anticipation by Ebron as she saw that pass coming up court as the Wildcats were looking to get the ball into the front court and got a hand on that one and poked it out of play.
Morgan the 3. Good.
The Wildcats just on fire from 3 tonight. They're now up by 6. It wasn't maybe a minute and a half to go in the second quarter where they were down by 5. And now they have it again off the quick shot by the Dragons.
Yeah, I don't think that's the shot O'Neal wanted to take there, but
definitely know it's not the shot that Coach Staten wanted her to take.
Foul call down low. Hankerson will be at the free throw line.
So O'Neal, I think, compounded the problem by committing the foul. They are going to call it on O'Neal. And they're going to get Bracey in to replace her. Or
I think they got to wait. Or
they're going to
save
Ebron out.
Yeah. Huh. We didn't know what the sub was. I don't think they knew either. And Hankerson knocks down the first. Leaves the second one short. Gets her own rebound. Tries to leave it underneath for Wallace. Gets poked around, and coming away with it is Holder. Oh, offensive foul. A push off on Scott. Saw the extension of the left arm from Holder. Easy call for the official right there. And the Wildcats will inbound on the baseline. 5:20 left in the quarter. Oh, no, they fooled her. And the ref pointed to the baseline, and then as soon as Scott ran over there, they switched it to the sideline. Oh, wow, bad pass. Threw it right towards Ranson. Able to jump in front of Hankerson. Cooper trying to get around Wallace. Not there, looking for help. Pass deflected. Goes right back to O'Neal. Can't put it in.
Good defense there by Hankerson and officially Kara Scott.
Ball underneath, out of bounds. Wildcats ball.
So, tough pass there for Bracey to handle. Pass down at her ankles. Tough for her to collect that and handle it cleanly. She touched it last, but it goes out of bounds. They're going to get Ebron back in the game to replace O'Neal, which is kind of what we thought the sub should have been the last time around.
And Haley Land checks back in two for the Dragons. She'll replace Holder. Montesal with it now, gives it up to Scott. Screen from Wallace. They swing it across. Morgan in the corner. Montesal. And a bad pass there.
The fourth on Hankerson.
It's going to quickly get Christine Epler in the game.
Just the second team foul, but more importantly, the fourth on Niche. So you got to figure she's not going to see the court the rest of this quarter. Wildcats are up 7, so they got a little bit of a cushion.
Still 4:34 left in this third quarter. Pass went right through the hands of Land. Montesal now struggling with the handle. She can't get away from the double team, and now a good fast break here from Ebron gets the roll. So what was a Wildcats steal turned into
a fast break
for the
Dragons.
And then Dragons point. You're right, Chuck. Morgan left alone, takes the three. No good. Rebound Montesal, puts it right back up. Shot won't fall. Still fighting for it, and now the Dragons come away with it. It's Harris. Quick shot. That one goes. So a quick 4 points. That will force a Wildcats timeout as the Dragons brought it back within 3. 43-40, 3:46 left in the third quarter. Wildcats timeout.
All right, so we're out of the timeout. Wildcats have seen their 7-point lead cut to 3 in the last couple of possessions here as VUL has gotten a couple of transition buckets.
And bad pass from Montesaw through the hands of Morgan out of bounds.
Another turnover, so that's number 18 for the Wildcats so far tonight.
So Harris picks up her dribble, able to find Cooper. Good move on Montesaw. Puts up a wild shot, no good. The putback, no good from Land, and she gets her own rebound.
Has to adjust her glasses there. They kind of got knocked askew.
Ball out of bounds, last touched. Again, it was Land in the mix again, so another good hustle possession there for Haley Land on the Dragons. A couple rebounds, nearly had a bucket, and then forced the ball out of bounds. Shannon Martin in the game for the Wildcats, running baseline. Pass deflected from Epler. Foul called on Wallace. Got her hand just kind of trapped in there. Easy foul call for the official.
Wildcats just got to do the fundamental things right. Like throw a bounce pass when it's needed. Don't try and force a chest pass into someone that's double covered.
Foul on Epler.
She
had the arm bar in the back, wrapped around.
Trying to work on Bracy there. Bracy with a couple inches advantage on her.
So take under 3 minutes left, 2:56 in the quarter.
So team foul number 4 on the Wildcats.
One more, and then the Dragons will be in the bonus. Referees are checking on something at the scores table.
I think they were checking to make sure it was 4 fouls. Now it's going to be 5 as VO gets it right into Cooper, and she's fouled by Shannon Martin.
Cooper knocks down the first.
VUL continues to be perfect at the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 now in the evening.
Two of 2.
They've clawed it within 1 of the Wildcats.
Martin wide open. They just got to find her. Too much traffic in the middle. It's hard to get that pass on the other side. Even though we saw all the first half, those cross-court passes, why not now? That foul's on Cooper, her second. Scott to inbound the baseline. Martin again, running baseline. A lot of contact, foul called on Land.
They're going to say that Justice Wallace was in the act of shooting, so she'll get a pair of free throws.
So that's the 14th foul on the Dragons. One more and the Wildcats will be in the bonus. Wallace only 2 points on the night so far. They'll stay at 2. Wildcats are far from perfect on the free throw line tonight. 1 of 4. Now 2 of 5. Quickly ahead to Harris. Knocks down that 3. Caught the Wildcats sleeping in transition.
High arcing shot for Harris. That saw nothing but the bottom of the net. So VUL up ahead for the first time this half.
And Morgan can't answer with a 3 of her own. Harris cutting through the traffic. Kicks it out. Land a 3 off the bank. No good. Wallace grabs a rebound. Hank Martin calling for it again, and somehow the Wildcats got that ball back. And they turn it right over. Harris finds Ebron, brings it back out beyond the arc. Again, Harris left all alone. No hustle from the Wildcats to get that rebound. Nobody stepped out on Harris. She'll try again, and Wildcats forcing it there.
If you're open,
two
shoot
straight
it.
on shots wide open and just couldn't knock them down. Nice feed underneath.
Gorgeous play there for the Wildcats. Morgan finding Wallace for the layup. Wildcats back up by a point as we tick down to a minute. It's funny how at the end of every quarter, things seem to tighten up.
A miss underneath from Cooper, looking for a foul, not going to get it. 43 seconds left in the quarter.
Wildcats should go quickly here and get a 2-for-1.
It's already down to 15 on the shot. Martin running baseline again. He's trying to spring free, but Epler takes a three. That's a bad shot there. No good. And Dragons looking for it all and too far out of bounds. We get substitutions in now for the Wildcats. Montesal and Thomas check in to replace Epler and Wallace. Wildcats will likely hold for the last shot of the quarter. 25.3 left. Wildcats up by 1. Montesal takes it herself. That ball did not hit the rim.
Offensive rebound by Scott.
And Thomas left alone.
Nice. Thomas just kind of rolled into the middle of the lane and nobody was there, and Scott hit her with a pass. Turnaround layup is good.
And Harris nearly got that one to fall at the buzzer, but Wildcats will head into the fourth quarter with a 3-point lead. 48-45. We'll be back here in a minute with fourth quarter action.
All right, we're back here, ready for fourth quarter action. Wildcats up 48-45. It's been a close one throughout. I think BUL's largest lead has been 6. Wildcats are up briefly by 7 there in the third quarter. So we'll see how this last 10 minutes plays out. BUL is going to have the ball. Wildcats have Scott, Montesal, Morgan, Martin, and Thomas.
And a quick turnover there. Bad pass from Harris.
Harris pointed to her chest saying, my fault. She threw that one at the feet of O'Neal, who's back into the game. Now the possession's starting to become paramount each time down the floor.
And shooting's picked up overall from both teams. Wildcats just under 40%, and UVL sits at 30%.
Thomas
Going
turns
the
that
other way
one
is
over
Harris.
right to the arms of Harris.
Ooh, the behind the back, and just throw up a shot, but Harris, wow, Larry Bird-esque.
Harris
Gets the
doing it,
putback, goes right up.
doing it all for the Dragons right now. Got the steal, got the fancy pass, didn't get the assist. We got the offensive rebound.
Wide open underneath again. It's Thomas, just can't finish. That's twice. Thomas left all alone underneath. That bounce pass to the corner of the gym. That'll be Wildcats ball. Hankerson's going to check in. She's playing with those 4 fouls.
So I can't remember what the lead was when she went out, but the Wildcats still up by 1.
Quickly underneath. Morgan, caught in the air. Good defense from the Dragons, kind of confusing her. They flashed in front of the passing lane, and she didn't really know if she just wanted to shoot it or pass it.
Bracey's going to check in for Cooper. Cooper's done some really nice things for the Dragons when she's been in there tonight. And now the Dragons going to go with 2 bigs. And both O'Neal and Bracey in the game. See if they try and work it inside to one of those 2.
Hankerson just standing in the middle, picking up everyone that comes through. And we'll get a Dragons timeout. They'll have 11 seconds on the shot.
Coach Staten not happy with how that offensive possession was going, so grabbed a quick timeout. We'll stay here. Remind you that we'll be back on the air Thursday night, 6:50, women's basketball against the Bruins of Piedmont International. And then again, Saturday, 2:50 for a 3 o'clock tip-off. The men are hosting Blue Lights College of Apex. So we're in our busiest stretch of the winter season with 7 home games in 12 days here for the Wildcats before we enter into EMAC play at the end of the month.
It'll be Dragons ball. It'll be Holder to inbound right in front of the bench. 11 seconds to get a shot off here. Go underneath the Bracey. Spins away from Hankerson. Shot no good. Out of bounds. It'll stay here with the Dragons. Shot clock resets. Harris on the inbound. They go right back to Bracey. This time Morgan guarding Harris. Wild shot. Morgan grabs the rebound. Good defense by Hankerson. Wildcats only up by 1, 48-47. 8 minutes left in this one. A dart underneath to Montesal just grazes off her hands out of bounds.
Montesal made a good cut off the baseline right towards the basket. Just couldn't handle that pass from Hankerson. Hankerson had to put some mustard on it to get it by the defenders.
Harris again left all alone. Can't leave that shooter alone right
Wildcats
there.
have to identify her and get out.
Maya Harris, that's
her 3
that
puts.
is her 3rd 3 tonight.
Her 3
in
puts
the half.
The Dragons up by 2, 50-48.
Wallace, 8-footer, no good. O'Neal comes away, Holder comes away with the rebound, brings it up the floor herself. Now Holder left alone. High arcing shot and jump ball. The Wildcats ball.
Hadn't seen old neck ball in a while. No, he had one there.
7:22 left. Wildcats got to find some offense here to close this one out. Down by 2. Our largest lead of this one has been 7, and even that was quickly closed out. Montesal in the corner. Wallace through the traffic. Won't fall. The ball out of bounds. It'll stay with the Wildcats. Maybe Scott to inbound. Quick in to Wallace. Blocked by O'Neal. Quickly ahead to Henson. Wildcats come right back with a defensive stop of their own.
That was Jada Morgan, who got her hands up and kind of volleyball spiked that pass out of Henson's hands, and it eventually fell to Hankerson.
And a slow cross-court pass, able to find Montesal through the contact. three is good.
That was a better pass. Morgan drove and broke down the defense, then kicked it out from the free throw line instead of a cross-court pass.
And again, it's Harris left alone, and she answers. Wow.
I mean, if you're Coach Rayleigh Ross, you almost got to think about going to box and one here, because Harris really the only offense that VUL has going right now, but it's enough to keep them ahead.
Oh, wide open is Morgan. Can she answer? She does.
And again,
three.
same pass. Wildcats get the ball to the middle of the zone, then kick it out instead of the cross-court pass. Defense doesn't have enough time to recover, and they're back up by one.
Montesal this time sticking with Harris. That three from O'Neal off the mark. Fight for the rebound. Good hustle from Hankerson.
Hankerson stepped in front of that pass and got the steal.
That was a good little offensive showcase there. The three from Morgan, then Harris, and Montesal. Oh, here we go.
It's starting to rain down like they did in the first half. Wildcats now 11 of 21 from deep.
Now they're up by 4. And trying to save it. They do. Oh, no, he stepped out of bounds. The holder trying to tiptoe that line, couldn't stay in.
So 3 subs into the game for the Dragons. Notable, and the people going out is Harris, who again has pretty much been the offense for the Dragons here over the last 5 or 6 minutes. So unless she asked to come out, I think I had a hard time pulling her over to the bench.
Morgan, she'll try a 3. And a heat check there for the Wildcats. And, oh, last touch by the Dragons.
Good hustle
Wildcats
by
will keep possession.
Justice Wallace to keep that one alive. Save the possession for the Wildcats as Epler checks in to replace Hankerson.
Scott on the baseline to inbound. And good front by Ranson. Takes it away on the pass.
So if you're the Dragons, where are you going to look for offense?
Good
And they
hands
turn it
from
over.
Scott. Pokes it away. Montesal had help, but tried to take it herself, doing too much, and Dragons come right back.
So as we said, VUL, where are you going to look for your offense now that Harris is on the bench? They get it into O'Neal.
Oh, they had Bracey underneath. It's going to be Ebron on the 3, and that one off the mark.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. An entire side of the floor was left open as the Wildcats had sealed off their defenders.
I think me and you had a better chance of getting that rebound.
Seriously.
I think I could have ran down the steps and got that ball before.
I mean, that's coaching clinic tape for how to box out right there.
Yep. Shannon Martin in the game now. She replaces Scott. Montesal right now running point. Cross-court pass, Morgan. Quick trigger. Good!
Wildcats back up by 7 again. 4 minutes left.
They tie their largest lead of the night.
And again, the question for the Dragons is where are you going to look? You would think they would try and pound it inside with the 2 bigs, especially with Hankerson not in there for the Wildcats.
So they got Bracey set up at the free throw line and O'Neal down on the block.
There
and
you
able
go.
to find
high
her.
low. They can't quite make
finish.
it happen.
The
Then she
putback, though.
So beautiful high low there by the Dragons as they get the bucket out of it. So you're Coach Staten, you go with that until the Wildcats stop it.
Wallace picks up her dribble, looking for help. Montesal straight on. Wildcats are red hot. And we're going to get a timeout. Head coach Rayleigh Ross is fired up. 3:19 left in the fourth. Wildcats with their biggest lead of the night, up by 8, 63-55. We'll be back here after this timeout.
So back out of this timeout, the Wildcats literally on fire from deep. 13 of 24 from three, 54.2% on the night, and that's helped into the 63-55 lead with 3:19 to play.
And there we are, Harris back in the game out of this timeout. She was red hot from three. Bracy underneath from O'Neal, deflected, and coming away with the steal is Montesol.
So Wildcats now would be wise to work a little clock here and get a good shot.
Martin a three, off the mark, rebound Bracy. Oh, Wallace nearly had the steal. Able to find Ebron up ahead, down low. Hanson works on Martin, no good, and Martin tiptoeing that line, keeps it alive. However, Hanson there for a shot, and she's fouled.
Good job by the Wildcats. They just never could quite secure the rebound, and they'll send Dragons to the line. First foul on Morgan. This is the first on the, believe it or not, this is the first foul they called in the quarter. I guess there has been a lot of threes going down and no one really driving the lane.
Hankerson and Scott back in.
So
Jada Holder at the line.
Hankerson with her four, really the only person in either club in foul trouble.
First shot, no good.
And then with only one team foul, that on the Wildcats, no one's going to be close to shooting the bonus unless there's a lot of fouls here in this last 2:43.
Was that the first missed free throw?
I believe it is for the Dragons.
Yep. 7 of 8 on the night. Scott picks up her dribble. Good job by Holder fighting off Morgan, getting to the ball. Oh, she gives it right back.
Good job
Wallace
by
steps
Wallace
in the middle
in
there.
front of that one.
Montesol high off the glass, and Wallace there for cleanup.
And then Wallace didn't just stand around. She hustled down court, got the rebound, and put the Wildcats up by 9.
Harris a three. Air mails it, leaves it short for Hankerson to grab.
Coach Riley Ross says, put on the brakes. We're up by 9 with 2 minutes. We're going to run some clock here. No need to be in a hurry.
Step back jumper from Montesol is good.
So Wildcats now up 11, their largest lead of the night, 67-56. We take under 2 minutes to play.
That puts Montesol at 20 on the night. The Wildcats will give that one up any day. Shot from O'Neal, no good.
Wallace grabs a rebound. And again, Scott walks the ball up court, just over the timeline before the 10-second count.
So up by 11. Scott moves to the corner, hands it off to Wallace. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Down to 5. Hankerson trying to do something with it. Floater in the lane, no good. It hit the rim, gets her putback. Good! Good hustle play there from Hankerson. Under a minute left. Wildcats, you want to talk about a strong finish.
And I really think Anisha put that one up just to be able to go get it off the offensive glass.
That three from Holder, no good. Rebound, Montesol. The light is fading for the Dragons here at the Wildcat Center. Wildcats can't hold. They got to put it up. And there's Wallace with the finger roll, and she's fouled.
She'll go to the free throw line. Wildcats have only attempted 5 so far tonight, but when you're as hot as they are from 3, you haven't really needed the free throws. So as we said, these two teams will meet again on Saturday afternoon up in Lynchburg at the venerable old Lynchburg Armory.
So Wallace able to pad her stats. 25 seconds left. What about do it here at the Wildcat Center? Wildcats will move to 6-7 on the season, and the Dragons will fall to 1-8. Nice looking stroke there from Ebron.
So
Knocks down that three.
they'll trim the margin a little bit.
Wildcats will dribble it out. And that will do it. Wildcats take this one 71-59.
Well, that will wrap it up for us tonight. We'll be back with you again Thursday night, 6:50 for women's basketball against PIU. For Kelly Turner, the voice of the Wildcats, I am Chuck Charles, and we are signing off wishing you a good night.